All right, welcome back, everybody, to day 7 of Wimbledon. We're halfway through the tournament, and we're starting to get into the serious stuff. Fourth round, second week, I guess. For some, it's tomorrow. For some, it's today. But we'll start with Fritz. He's taking on Thompson. Two Aussies are into the fourth round, which is cool. And Fritz has been challenged this week. He's had tough matches, but also he's won, so who cares? But how are we doing? Are we ready? It's not that big of a day today, to be honest. It's added. Tomorrow is crazy, but today, it's all right. It's all right. It's pretty chill. But what's going on? Khachanov just won, by the way, first player into the quarterfinals, which is kind of crazy that he's into the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. Did he do that last year? Has that happened before? Winner of this match will take on Khachanov, who he made the quarterfinals of Wimbledon in 2021. Ended up losing to Chapo in 5. So he has been at the quarterfinals or better at every slam, but that was already a year he did that. But second Wimbledon quarter. So the winner of this will take on Khachanov, which will be interesting. And I guess a good opportunity for Fritz if he does win, you know. Is the roof shut? I don't know. Don't think so. I think it's open. It's not raining. So yeah. So that is that. But we also got Sierra and Sigemund coming on court. So that's a random ass match that's happening too. Some doubles is going on. Yeah. Juniors is happening, I think, as well. I think I saw Cruz Hewitt win. Or at least he was playing when I watched for a second. So yeah. So that's fun. Fritz matches are always long. I mean, this match shouldn't be too long. I don't think. It shouldn't be too long. I mean, Fritz, even though I love Tomo, Fritz should probably win this. He should win this. And he has had 2 very tough matches. We know that. To start this week, so we'll see whether or not he can get through this one as easy enough, you know. All right. Cool. All right. Cool. What do you think Fritz's best surface is? Probably hard courts. But he's got pretty good grass court abilities too. So I would say fast courts. Whatever that means. Whatever that means. Okay. Definitely not clay. Yeah, no, he didn't have a great clay season, Fritz, this year. He's been okay on clay at times, but not this year. He wasn't great on the clay this year. Game starts in like 2 minutes. Leighton's in the house. Love to see it. Watching all the Aussies to see who gets a Davis Cup call. But, yeah. Fritz's movement is less easily punished on grass. Yeah. And he's got his serve is obviously such a weapon as well on the grass, you know. So that's what we're watching. So then next, we've got Sabalenka coming up against Mertens on center court. They played 12 times. So that's happening. We're watching Alcaraz take Rublev later today, which is very fun. Hopefully that's a real good match. These two have played 3 times. It's 2-1 Fritz. But Thompson won their last match. Was actually at Queen's Cup last year. On the grass last year, Thompson won in straights. So that's kind of interesting. That is kind of interesting. All right. Okay. Fritz to serve. Who you got, Chad? I'm going to go Fritz in 4. I reckon Tomo gets a set, but I think Fritz will ultimately win in 4. Nice. Fritz wins the first point, 15-love. 136 serve. I think the roof might be shut because it sounds very echoey in there, so I'm going to say the roof is shut. I'm going to guess the roof is probably closed. We are on court 1, so this is not center court. As that backhand goes wide by Thompson, 30-love. Which Aussie is your favorite right now on the ATP Tour? Kazakina. Easy. What an easy answer. 30-love. As Fritz serves the fault, second serve. Serve the forehand of Tomo as we get a slice now into the net from Thompson, and it's 40-love. Love. Fritz serves again. Fault. Second serve. The roof is shut. Confirmed. There you go. As the return goes back into Fritz. Fritz hits a winner down the line. What a start. Fritz 1-love. What a start. All right, Fritz, first game, solid. You got Thompson in 3, you reckon, okay? Damon plays Djokovic tomorrow. We've got Sinner versus Dimitrov tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day. The schedule sucks, but what you going to do? Tomorrow's going to be a bunch of doubleheaders, I think. But that's all right. Serve and volley from Thompson. Fritz with a passing shot goes wide. That's what Tomo does on the grass. He will serve and volley his face off until he gets the... hopefully he gets the W for that. But he will serve and volley his face off. As Thompson gets a 30 love. As Thompson gets a 40 love. All right. Thompson holds 1-1. As Fritz serves the 5-second serve. As we get to 15 love, Fritz. As we default second serve. Leighton in the house. As Thompson... Fritz goes a 30 love. Love. I find Fritz's game hella satisfying. Okay. Fritz in the net, 30-15. You seem nervous today. Cheer up. "20 minutes in, you're going to start with this shit?" 30-15. As we serve into the net, second serve. I agree that Fritz plays clean. Yeah, he does. As return goes the back of Fritz down the line into the forehand of Thompson. Fritz forehand. Into the slice of Tomo. As Fritz backhand cross court. Thompson slice in the net. 40-15. As we return in the net from Thompson, 2-1 Fritz. 2-1 Fritz. Almost as clean as Opelka, lol. Huh? Fritz, huge favourite for the semi-finals now? Yeah, I mean, he should, right? I mean, he should beat Khachanov if he wins this. Is Fritz good enough to lift the title? I get the question is he good enough to beat Sinner, Alcaraz, or Djokovic? That's the question. That's probably that's the question I'm asking. I would ask, and I would say probably not, because he's going to have to beat two of them, unless Alcaraz loses, and he avoids Alcaraz, which he's going to have to hope Rublev's having a great day today. Maybe that's his chance, or Jarry does something, or Norrie. But can Fritz beat one of those guys to win the trophy? I don't know. I don't know if he can't beat Djokovic. We know that, unfortunately. Can he beat Sinner if he makes him in the final? I don't know. Can he beat Alcaraz in the semis? I don't know. So the answer is unlikely. But I think if he makes the semis and he's in that top four conversation with Djokovic, Alcaraz, and Sinner, if he's the fourth guy from that bunch, not a bad place to be, right? If he's amongst the three favorites and he's the fourth guy in the three favorites, I mean, I don't think that's a bad place to be if he doesn't win the title. It's like, well, make the semis and put yourself in that conversation. Fritz or Thompson, who wins? I'm going to go Fritz. Anyway, it's 15 love. Thompson serves. I think Tomo's going to get a set, though. Because he's serving volleys relentlessly, and it's not going to be easy. I mean, Fritz has played some... it's funny. Fritz has played so many different styles this week. He's had to play the biggest serve of Wimbledon history. He's had to play a young Canadian who also has a massive serve and is fired up. He's had to play a baseline grinder in Fokina, and now he's going to play a serve volleyer. I mean, Fritz has played every type of player you could play. Serve, bot, defensive, serve and volley. You know, he's played. I mean, if he does play Alcaraz in the semis, he's prepared. He's played every single player he could play, and Alcaraz is all of them combined, except for the serve bot maybe. But Alcaraz is all of those things in one. So at least he's going to be prepared for whatever Alcaraz does on the day. It'd be different if he just played a bunch of baseliners and you'd be like, oh, well, Alcaraz is more than that. But he's going to have, if he does make the semis, he's going to be prepared. And then the next match is going to be against Khachanov, who's sort of like a bit of a servy. I mean, he's kind of like himself, really. It's like he's playing himself. Khashanov's kind of like Fritz. The same style. Backhand return goes to the slice of Thompson, 30 love. Slice from Fritz is Thompson backhand down the line of the net, 30-15. It's refreshing seeing Fritz do well. I mean, Fritz has won more grass court matches, I think, this year than anybody else. He's won 2 titles, a bunch of matches here. There's a bit of good pickup by Tomo. Slice from Fritz in the net. Thompson too good, 40-15. 40-15. Great pickup by Tomo. Thompson's got both legs strapped, by the way. Serving to the corner, Fritz. Return the back end for Thompson, who hits it in the net, 40-30. $40-30. Serving the corner, Fritz off the tape to the slice of Thompson. Fritz to the backhand. Thompson with a half volley pickup. Fritz gets this one with a lob, and Thompson goes back, puts up another lob. Fritz with a smash. Thompson with a forehand in the net. Great hustle by Fritz. And we get the deuce. Great work by Fritz. I don't know, but Thompson has played hard tournament, 4 or 5 sets, a match to win. Anything can happen. I think Thompson could definitely win. What's these sounds? What sounds? I think Thompson could definitely win. I think Shelton has the most upside to break the American drought. I think so too. But Fritz is there. I mean, Fritz and Shelton as a 1-2 combo to try and take the US Open would be fun. They did it last year, right? Or they've done it recently, right? Lob goes up, Thompson smash, backhand of Fritz, volley from Thompson. Fritz gets a slice, Thompson volleys, Fritz with a pickup. Is it too good? Great work by Fritz in the last couple of points. Some of the crowd's making noise. I think it's a kid. Oh, I can't hear it. Advantage Fritz. Great pickup by Fritz. And he's got a break point. Advantage Fritz. I did a 7 volley from Tomo. That's in the net. All right, Fritz gets that break. 3-1. BBC left this match to go to the Royal Box. Oh, no. Oh, what? All right, Fritz with the break, 3-1. We didn't miss anything except the break of serve, so don't worry about it. I'm sure it was way more important watching celebrities wave to the crowd. But, fine, whatever it is. It's all good. At least you know who's in the Royal Box now. So that's a plus. Tell me who's in there. It's very important for me. I need to know. Is David Beckham there today? Fritz serves a fault. Second serve. Serving to the forehand of Fritz. Thompson. Forehand from Fritz to the slice of Thompson. As Fritz forehand down the line. Winner. 15 love. There's thunder. Is it thunder at Wimbledon? Okay, so maybe it's stormy weather. Maybe that's what the noise is. I can't hear. I've got it like on really low, so I can hear if there's like a discussion with the umpire. But I don't know what's going on. Some kid outside the court, but annoying. Yeah, I can't hear it. 15 love. The return goes back into Fritz. Down the line of the forehand of Thompson in the net. 30 love. By the way, Chad, I don't know if you remember, but I bought this dresser for $25. And I just started taking apart the because I want to like clean it up. And I took out the it's probably from like 1970s. I took off the handles. The handles are so intricate. Usually like handles are like, screw in with a thing. These have like parts that go in part, like they're so, I love it. They're so crazy. Like it's like just a little drawer handle for one, but they're made. It's crazy. It's a crazy thing. So I'm excited to like shine it up so it looks good. Thompson looks hurt. No, he doesn't. He's got strapping on the legs, but he doesn't look hurt. He's moving fine. He just has tape on his legs. Yeah, dark clouds at Wimbledon, yep. Well, the roof shut, so we're good. Thompson not moving well, leg injury. Yeah, he's got both his legs are strapped. I never watched tennis, but I just had out a $15 put a $15 parlay on Thompson. Come on, okay? That seems you should come here first before you did that. I don't think Thompson's going to retire. Back in the day, they used to have Wimbledon on BBC. Now they just have it on one. But it means you can't easily flick between matches. Well, that's a shame. Fritz under 10.5 games, okay? I don't think Tomo's going to retire during this match. Let's see a picture of the dresser. I don't have it on me. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it, though. Like, I want to keep it. I think. But I also don't want to... I don't know. I gotta figure out what I want to do with it. Yeah, the roof is closed. 15 love. Complex door handles, cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's like a real cool, intricate, like, yeah. I was binge watching this guy on Instagram, this Australian guy who just basically was saying how like everything's so boring these days when it come to building and stuff, and shows, well, not everything, but he shows like a lot of modern, minimalist, contemporary type buildings, with downlights and white walls, and I'm like, and grey tiles, and I'm like, yeah, that shit is boring. 15-0. Chad, does anyone know the expression less is more? Let me know in the chat if you've heard that expression. Less is more. Oh, they're doing F1 today in Silverstone. That's gotta be raining. That's gonna be crazy. Less is more. Okay, everyone's heard that term. All right, there's also another term called less is a bore. Less is a bore. And I agree with that. Less is a bore. Which is whoever said, well, I know who said less is more. But less is more, and then, the minimalist can, all that shit. But then, then they came up with the term less is a bore because it like strips everything of its beauty. As a bit of slice, goes out by Thompson, 15-30. Less is more, except in what? The more the merrier. Yeah, maybe. That was the longest rally, by the way, 12 shots. You have to find the right balance. What, less is a bore? Debatable. What, if you live in a house with nothing, that's better? Anyway, 7 volley. Backhand from Fritz. Volley from Tomo goes wide, 15-40. Fritz carving it up. Yeah, Mies van der Rohe said less is more. Less is a bore. That is the... that is definitely my style. First look under the dresser for making before you tear it apart. No, I haven't. I've already looked it up. Anyways, Fritz is a winner, 5-1. It's like a 1960s, 1970s dresser. I'm not going to rip it apart. Hell no. I'm going to I'm very careful with this. I'm not going to ruin it. Starting to rain outside, by the way. People with umbrellas on Henman Hill. Crazy. But committed. Committed people. BBC very excited about Cartel. Bless them. That's great. It's great to see, a British player doing well on the men and women's side. Considering that the British players that everyone expected, are gone. It's good to see that, like, in the second week, we got Norrie and Cartel. Why would the match be postponed? It's under the roof. All right, 15 love. Fritz cruising. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. They built things to last in the 70s? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going down the rabbit hole of... maybe it's why I'm buying DVDs and stuff. It's just like... Just the going down the, like, buying things that don't break. Buying things that don't fall apart, or buying secondhand. Buying secondhand as Fritz wins the set 6-1 in 21 minutes. That is how you win a set. Fritz dominates. 21 minutes, 6-1. Yeah, Fritz is, after the first 3 matches, he's like, I need to get out of here in like at least an hour and a half. Tomorrow, what will resume? Paul, I don't think you understand what a roof is. It means that the roof will take the rain, which means that the court will be dry, which means the players can play. Like, I don't know why are you talking about tomorrow? I don't understand. Are you talking about the outside courts? Well, it's too early to say. But on the there's two courts that are undercover, so we don't need to worry about this match. But if you're talking about outside courts, I don't know what's going on with them. It's pissing down rain, though, I can tell you that much. Hemman Hill's getting deserted. They're like, that's enough for me. That's enough rain from me. Except these two ladies here, they're sitting there and they're like, get me another Pims. It is pissing down outside, though. I live in Italy. I bought second-hand nightstands to redo a couple months ago and found 1,000 euros taped to the underside of a drawer. Yeah, can I live in Italy? Holy shit. Mob money. No, I'm just kidding. That's a kidding. I'm kidding. That's very lucky. That's awesome. So you should buy secondhand. Never know what you could find. You could find $1,000 stuck to the bottom of a drawer. All right. Served in the tee from Thompson. Here's a fault. Second serve. I have a question in regards to the players' press conferences. I have when they speak to the media, especially the guys, do you notice when they ask a question, the players will stare at them like crazy? What do you mean? Like the players look at the person while they talk, while they're getting asked a question, and they look at them like what? Just like they're crazy, like isn't like, what are you talking about? Kind of like scrunch their face up. Or what do you mean? Silverstone should be fun. Hopefully it's safe. I mean, it sounds dangerous today. 30 love, if it's going to rain like that. Especially Sinner yesterday. So wait, when players get asked a question, they're kind of like looking at people like, what are you talking about? Like confused? Is that what you mean? It's probably because they just get asked the same questions all the time. They're just like, blah. I don't think it's a language. Maybe it's a language thing. I just think that I think players these days are so used to, like, as Fritz hits a return winner 30-15. I think in the press conference, players, especially at like the Grand Slams, I feel like players are so on edge. Like they know that like they know that they don't want to say the wrong thing that will get turned into a story that is got nothing to do with anything. So I guess maybe that's why they get they're a little bit on guard. So they're kind of just like wary of like, okay, what are you going to, well, I better say, I'm not going to give you a story here. Like, you know, especially when they get asked questions that maybe are, maybe could be misinterpreted, right? When they get asked a question that, you know, could be turned into something bad. So maybe that's why. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, 30. Oh, yeah, they're cautious, I think, yeah. As Fritz hits a return winner. 30-40, Fritz is dominating. One journalist asked different players what they thought about lower-ranked players who can only afford either a coach or a trainer. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why those questions get asked. 30-40. Like, I mean, I understand, but I don't understand. Like, what? High-ranked players that earn a lot of money are not going to get. It's like asking a rich person who lives in a mansion, what do you think about the homeless situation? And what are you going to do about it? You know what I mean? Like, it's not the top player's job to learn or to know, like to fix the players that can't afford to have an entourage. Like, it's not their, it's not up to them. Anyways, one love. They should be asking people that can change things, not the players. Yeah, like Jannik Sinner's not gonna be able to change the number 300 in the world's situation. That just seems like a silly question to ask them. You should be asking the tournament directors or or whatever. And it's never going to look good, right? It's putting those players in such a hard spot. Sabalenka doesn't care. She speaks her mind. I mean, yeah, but look what happens, right? She speaks her mind, and then, you know, for a month, the American media go after her, and you go, shit, well, you know, speak your mind and get attacked for, you know, for a week and then, or for a month, and then have to apologize, or, you know, or just be very wary, which is what most players, I think, are, very wary, and just kind of being like, not giving, you know, answers that will cause them trouble, right? I'm sure if most players had a choice, they wouldn't do press conferences. I think if players had the choice, they wouldn't do them. I don't think any players like doing press conferences. They don't seem to look like they enjoy them. They're not happy unless they have an amazing win and all the questions are nice. But yeah, you know, it's 30 love Fritz, but they have to do them, right? Because we all want to know what players are feeling and thinking after matches as well. You know, that's what we want. It's not like we're not thinking, oh, they're boring, we don't want press conference. We want to watch them. As Fritz serves an ace and it's 2-love. Fritz is cruising. I hope Thompson doesn't retire hurt. I mean, he doesn't look... But yeah, he's got taped legs, but he doesn't seem to be... He's just getting his ass kicked, but he doesn't seem to be, like, limping. Like, he's not... He doesn't seem to be, like... He doesn't seem to be in tremendous pain. He just seems to be bothered. But see, Tomo's going to battle. That's what we do. He might be hurt, but Thompson's going to... I think he'll persevere. He'll keep trying. Thanks for addressing this. The way Sinner stared down at a question cracked me up yesterday. Yeah. I mean, he's had... Yeah, I mean, you know... He's probably just waiting for somebody to ask questions about him getting banned, you know, like, you know what I mean? I don't enjoy the interviews. I find them awkward and cringeworthy. Yeah, well, fair enough. Yeah, Tomo didn't run to that one. Fritz is just hitting the ball slightly away from him, and it's working. As Thompson serving volleys, it's in the net. Oh, Tomo stopped that time. That wasn't good. That looks sore. He looks sore now. That was a painful step. Yeah, he couldn't bend down to that one. God, I hope he doesn't retire. But then again, what's he going to do? Lose love and love? I mean, I hope he doesn't retire. His legs look... that last point, he looked heavy. Serve into the backhand of Fritz. Backhand from Thompson. Into the backhand of Fritz. Thompson backhand into the forehand of Fritz. Thompson on the stretch, goes down the line. Fritz backhand in the open court. Thompson's going to get there with a slice, but it's in the net. Love 40. God, I don't want him to retire. But I don't want him to lose love and love, not competitive. Yeah, the last couple of points, he's looked a lot worse. Like, it looked like when he went for that half volley, when he went to bend down, it just, like, stopped. Like, his legs were like, nope. I think a double break here will probably call it, which just sucks. And if we go return out of the forehand to Thompson, backhand from Fritz. Into the backhand of Tomo as Fritz backhand goes long, and it's 15-40. It didn't seem like he was that injured to start, but I guess a couple of serve volleys and a couple of long rallies, and his legs have just given up. Backhand Fritz into the backhand slice of Thompson. Fritz forehand. Down the line's a winner. There it is, and I think Tomo's walking. I don't know if he's walking to the net or not. No, he's looking down. I think he's going to keep going. I think he's asking for a trainer, maybe. He's going to keep going, though, Tomo, which is good. But I think he's asked for the doctor. Lamau, is Thompson going to win a game? Bro's injured, and you're coming in laughing. I'm sure you're really cool. Wish I was friends with you in real life. Trainer's just talking to Tomo about it seems like his right hamstring is the problem. And he's like, when I try and get up, it's like just pulling. They're taking the strapping off for Tomo. Oh, you're a better. That's why you're coming in and acting like a jerk. Oh, that makes sense. That's why. Oh, I thought you were a tennis fan. Sorry, I got confused. I'll tell you, though, this is good for Fritz if he can get a 30-minute match, because he's had a couple of big matches already. So for Fritz, it'd be great. It'd be a great... like after a couple of tough matches. Yeah, Thompson came in with both legs strapped because he's played a lot of tennis. Oh, a guy asked me if his bet gets voided. Bro, I don't work for the betting company, so I don't know what you're talking about. What? Ask me because, excuse me, can you please tell me if my bet will get... Bro, I don't work here. You got to call them. I'm not the customer service for XYZ bets, all right? You are confused. You've got the wrong number. All right, Tomo's just getting the doc's advice. I think Tomo's having a long think about whether or not to do anything. By the way, Henman Hill's been deserted. There's no one on Henman Hill. It's too wet. There's shit everywhere. Henman Hill has been deserted. Henman Hill has been deserted. And I think Tomo is going to go off the court to get a bit of retape, I think. All right. Maybe they shift the Mertens match here. Nah, they won't. Sabalenka Mertens is going to be center court. All right. Tomo getting the medical timeout. Sigmund match, I meant. No. They're starting to play already. Cartel Sigmund. Oh, sorry. Not Sigmund. Sorry. Cartel Pavlyuchenkova has started. But yeah, you're right. You mean the match that's outside? That's actually not a bad idea. They might actually bring on the match that was on court. Yeah, Sigmund Sierra might actually come on this court. That's actually not a bad idea. Yeah. All right. Djokovic has a knee brace back on practice today, potentially concerning. I don't know about that, but we'll find out tomorrow. Hashanov Fritz should be really close. It should be, yeah. It could be a really fun one. Prediction for which woman's going to win Wimbledon? Is it Swiatek's year? I said Sabalenka at the start of the tournament. I'm going to stick with that until she loses. Why are so many players getting injured on grass? It's just a long season. It's just a build-up of a long season, you know? I guess Fritz Draper is gonna have to wait. Fraser, you're like 3 days late. What do you mean? Fritz Draper wasn't that. What do you mean? Fritz Draper wasn't going to happen as soon as Draper lost to Cilic. Draper was out like a year ago. Do you mean somebody else? You meant someone else, right? Fritz Cilic can be good though. I mean, Fritz Cilic won't be until the final though, because they're on opposite sides of the draw. So I don't even understand. Fritz Draper would have been in the final, and that's what I don't understand. You're confusing me. All right, Fritz is just chilling. Sampras in the final. They're about 25 years late. But good luck. Fokina slipped and fell 5 times versus Fritz. Yeah, he does that. Will Ben have a chance against Sinner? I hope so. I think it depends on how things go tomorrow, but I think Shelton could make it interesting. Yeah, Shelton made the 4th round of Roland Garros. 4th round. Lost to Alcaraz in a very surprisingly close match. Only Alcaraz has a chance against Sinner. Yeah, I mean, Djokovic is also there, though. Fokina has been dive volleying heaps in switching to surface from clay. Yeah, he loves it. All right. Tomo's back. And it looks like he's going to continue. Fresh tape, fresh Tomo. All right, let's see. Let's see if Thompson can be a bit competitive in this second attempt. As the return goes into the backhand of Fritz, but it's out. It's 15 love. As Fritz hits a great serve down the tee, 30 love. All right, serve into the forehand of Thompson. Return goes to the forehand of Fritz. Thompson backhand. Into the forehand of Fritz, who hits a win up. Yeah, Tomo said no. Tomo's done. He just shook his head and he's like, nah, I'm out of here. That's a shame. Thompson retires. Thompson retires. That's a shame. Tomo couldn't do it. That's a shame. But Fritz, he gets he gets through, which helps because he's had a couple of tough matches, so he gets through. But yeah, Tomo unfortunately could not go on. Fritz will take on Khachanov. What happened? Thompson just had injury coming in with leg injuries coming in. But Tomo, he will... I don't know if he's playing doubles. He looks super disappointed. Wimbledon fourth round's huge, especially for Australians. You know, it's not very often that we get these days too many quarterfinals at Wimbledon. I mean, Wimbledon's the best... Chat, remember, Wimbledon is the biggest tournament on the planet. And, you know, players... Making a quarterfinal of Wimbledon for every player in the world is a big deal. So to have to retire that you know, for you to take yourself out of that situation is brutal. Is he actually injured right now? Who, Thompson? Yeah, why would he retire if he wasn't injured? What are you talking about? Fritz wins, and Fritz is in the quarterfinals of Wimbledon again. I think it's his third quarterfinal at Wimbledon, and he's probably his best opportunity to make the semis too. What are we going to stream now? Well, we're not doing anything until Sabalenka starts in a couple of hours. So we have to wait. Yeah, Paul, you keep on yelling at me about the Sierra match. Like, it's like this, mate. You're just poking me in the eye. I don't know. And I answered it already, so can you please stop bugging me? I was wrong yesterday. Today's schedule's not fun, yeah. Tomorrow's schedule's fun, though, which is what you were meant to say. Fritz Hashanov is banger on paper. Oh, yeah. That'd be so annoying. Why are people so repetitive and hassle Cam and others in chat? It's Sunday. Silly Sunday. It's a long weekend and it's the third day and everyone's pissed that they have to go to work tomorrow. And they're just... Will Norrie and Jarry play earlier than anticipated? I don't know. Hold your head up, Tomo. You outlasted most of it. Yeah, Thompson was great. He got here. He got through. I mean, he played a 4-setter in the last round. He played a 2 5-setters to start the tournament, which would really set him up. I mean, Medvedev was supposed to be here if you're basing on the rankings, but Medi lost first round. So, you know, Medi should have been here. But now Fritz is going to take on Hashanov. There you go. Medvedev Zverev was supposed to be, or Berrettini even was supposed to be here, but it's Hashanov instead. So, good chance for Fritz to make the semis of Wimby. Like I said, I think it's his third quarterfinal at Wimbledon now. So, he made the quarterfinals last year. Of course, 2022 he lost to Rafa in 5. 2024 last year he lost to Musetti in 5. So third time lucky. I feel like he's going to play a 5-setter against Hashanov. I don't think he's going to get out of it in straights. I reckon it's a 5-setter as well, but we'll see. Hi, sir.
Will the Sierra Siegemann match be played here?
I think that's a good idea, but I don't know. But it sounds like a good idea, though. Think of it at $2. Hopefully it does for all of your sakes, so you can watch it. Is it raining currently? Yeah, it's raining outside. It's pissing rain. Pouring rain. So, yeah, now we're waiting because we got Sabalenka coming on. We got Sabalenka coming on after Kartel Pavlyuchenkova. So we've got some time between now and the next one, which is a shame because I was hoping this match would collide into that one, but what is with the interviewer standing so far away? It looks foolish. Maybe just to not get in the way of the cameras. I don't know. All right, Fritz is into the quarters. Medvedev's losing the status of favorite in anything over ATP. 250, okay. Both Fritz and Thompson play 2-5 setters. Difference is the serve butts. I agree. All right. Did Thompson quit? Yeah, he retired. AKA withdrew. AKA was forced to finish the match prematurely. But yeah, now now I have no idea what we're gonna do. Poor Tomo though. It sucks. He wanted to play on, but for what? If Taylor reaches the semis, will he face Carlos? Yes. Well, yeah, that's who he will have to play. Yeah, if they both keep going, if they both keep winning, I don't think this was good for Fritz. It's good to get workout. This was too easy. I feel like Fritz has had enough workouts though. I don't think it's a bad thing for him to have a day where he doesn't have to play, because this could have gone to 4 or 5 if Tomo was healthy. So I don't think it's a bad thing, and also Hashanov didn't have a tough match really either. So like Hashanov won in straight sets. Hashanov's only he's had a couple of tough matches, but he had a pretty straightforward win in the last round. But Hashanov has played 2 5-setters as well, so they're both coming in probably with a similar time on court. Maybe Hashanov a little more because of the 2 5-setters, but I feel like both have had enough tests that it's gonna be a great match. Fritz deserved a break after the curfew nights. Yeah, after those last. I mean, remember Fritz did play 2 days as well. You know, he had to come back the next day and finish matches. So that kind of is a whole nother. It's not like he went 1 day, 5-setter, nothing the next day. He had to do 4 sets and then 1 set and then 5 sets. Then, he's had a bit of a mad schedule. What's a head-to-head? 2-0 Hashanov too. So haven't played for 5 years though. But Hashanov has the 2-0 head-to-head. Fritz is much better than 5 years ago though. ATP Cup 2020 was the last time they played. Hashanov 3-set win. But Fritz on grass in 2025, much better player than he was back then. So we'll see what happened. Maybe we already talked about it, but what happened? What do you think about Demonor versus Djokovic? Yeah, I think Demon can. I hope Demon can make it close. I'm scared that Djokovic is going to do some damage though, but I hope Demon can fight. I mean, he will fight, but I hope he can. He can surprise, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, Fritz is a different player from even 2 years ago, exactly. If they are not removed from chat by mods, it will end up being each of us blocking them into. What do you mean, DJ? What are you talking about? I'll never forgive Jarry for not giving me a Aryana Fonseca third round. Okay. So Jarry versus Norrie is coming up next on this court. So for everybody asking about Sigismund Sierra, that match is not getting put on this court now. Maybe later in the day it does, though. But not right now. They're going to stick to the schedule. How's this tournament been so far? Started off crazy. And we've kind of been trying to chase that high ever since, I think. So it's been like, it started great. And it was like 2 days of madness. And then after that, it was like now what? So I feel like it was a great start, but then it's kind of mellowed out. Usually these tournaments build, but this tournament was like, poof, and then we kind of just have to been kind of chilling, you know. But it'll pick up again, hopefully tomorrow. I think today's kind of it's a bit average, but hopefully the close matches are the ones that we expect to be good are good. Tired of betting trolls. Yeah, we'll sort that out. I mean, we're not anti-betting. If you want to bet on tennis, you can, but we're anti-complaining about betting. If you want to come in here and bitch and moan, you're in the wrong place. We don't do that here. So yeah, we'll tighten that up. I already did Rublev going to crush Alcaraz. Well, good luck with that. Good luck. Fritz is getting more press and has a good sense of humor. He should have a high profile. Well, he's the best American, number one American. I mean, that comes with its own expectations. But he suits it well. I think Fritz holds himself as and presents himself as he's a great representative as the best American tennis player on the men's side. I think him and Coco on the women's. You know, I think they both are great ambassadors for American tennis. You know, because being number one in a country, you know, especially in America, that's its own thing. You might not be the number one in the world, but being the best player from America, I mean, that gets spoken about a lot. You know, being the number one American is its own like mini achievement, right? Especially on the men's side, because they haven't had a champion for so long. You know, so Fritz and Isner before him, and you know, and obviously Andy before that. So being the best American comes with a whole set of expectations, and he handles it well. And he's very well spoken. He's a very good ambassador for American tennis. I don't think he's great. Fritz is great, and I think this week has been showing that even more. Am I watching Demonor tomorrow? Yes, we are. Shelton is my favorite American player right now. Great energy for the on tour right now. Great energy for the sport. Yeah. Not a Fritz fan, but he can easily win Wimbledon. Yeah. I don't know about easily, but he seems very chill. Yeah, he's a California kid, right? You know. The Californians are always chill. Shelton is a natural for the spotlight. Oh, I love Shelton. He's still my favorite. But I've loved watching Fritz this week. I've loved watching Fritz the whole grass season, you know. It's been great. Especially after he was like non-existent on the clay. And injured as well. Carlos is the underdog here? Where? What, at Wimbledon? I think he's the favorite. No outside play till 2:30? Okay, fair enough. All right, chat. I'm going to send you over the Sabalenka match. We've got nothing else to do for until then. Cartel and Pavlyuchenkova are just breaking each other into oblivion, so that's going to take probably 3 hours. so that's a shame that match is taking longer and longer and longer. That we're not going to watch Sabalenka for at least another hour and a half, I think. Sigamund doesn't play. Sorry, both Cartel and Pavlyuchenkova are going to take their time on that one. But we'll be back to watch Sabalenka in about, or hopefully, an hour or two. So jump over there, talk amongst yourselves, and we'll be back to watch Sabalenka. Then we've got Rublev versus Alcaraz, the big one tonight, or later today. But unfortunately, Tomo had to retire. Fritz gets a win. He's into the quarterfinals for the third time in 4 years at Wimbledon. And he will take on Karen Khachanov. He's played 5 setters both times he's made the quarterfinals, and he hasn't been able to break that quarterfinal curse on the grass. But this is his best chance. This is by far his best chance. And even though he has got a losing record against Khachanov, I rate his chances. I think Fritz is looking pretty damn good. But unfortunately for Tomo, hopefully he's all right and he can get back on the American hard courts. I'll see you guys soon.